What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Show, back with another video. Now today, we're talking about Dragon Ball Z and like where the gaming side of the franchise, where it goes next. Like, I know we do have the game, like what's called Breakers or whatever coming out, but that's more of like a mini game. Familiar with Dead by Daylight and Friday the 13th, that's basically what that is. A cool little diversion, in my opinion. I honestly never would have thought Dragon Ball Z would come out with a game like that. That's like saying Dragon Ball Z coming out with a battle royale. To be honest with you, I would love it. It would be an amazing game. People would probably spend amazing amounts of money into a project like that. But regardless, you know, it seems like, in my opinion, not to go on a little tangent, but to really go on a tangent, it seems like to me that a lot of these companies, I feel like they're kind of behind the times. And if you know anything about Japan, or, you know, me personally, I've never been or whatever, I just seen stuff or whatever and heard about like specifics from Japan as far as like the company models and stuff. It's just been said that they basically are in the past. You know, they do whatever works for them and makes them money, and they don't want to innovate like that. You can kind of see it. A lot of the anime games now seem like they're still in the Storm era. Like, everybody wants Storm games. You know, they came out with Cyber Connect 2 came out with Demon Slayer, and it was basically, it wasn't Storm because they did actually redo the fighting system, but everybody kind of knew what they were comparing it to. You know, same developer also made a very, very popular game, which was Storm, and you know that if they make another game that looks like Storm, it's gonna be like Storm. Here's my thing though. As far as Dragon Ball Z goes, Dragon Ball Z has like the most anime games of all time. You know, Naruto's probably a second. I want to say One Piece is a third. Now, for me, for instance, I like the route that One Piece took. They did like 4 One Piece Power Warriors games, where the thing is, One Piece, when you play through their story, you don't really know their story. For one, you have about 1,000 episodes. Well, it's over 1,000 episodes now. You have 1,000 episodes of a game. You have 1,000 episodes of an anime that you have to fit into a game. And think about that for a second. You're not gonna be able to tell the whole story from that. So you can actually play a One Piece game and start learning the story bit by bit. And it may make you want to go and just watch the actual anime to get the true sense of the story. Naruto's the same way in a certain sense. They continue to kind of like do their games, but they like to change it up. Shinobi Strikers really didn't have much of a story, and that's the last Naruto game I can remember on current gen systems. But a lot of the older Naruto games, they had like either different stories, or they just kind of had like a more modified version of a story. And I always thought that was cool. Like, they had the puppets in Naruto Chronicles 2, and that's interesting. And with Dragon Ball Z having so many games, a lot of those games focus on the story, and this is where a lot of people's criticisms for Dragon Ball Z games come from. Basically running through, they call it the Raditz taboo, and that's basically self-explanatory. You know, you going from when the Raditz sets down on Earth to Majin Buu, and that's similar. That's generally what all Dragon Ball Z games story is like. Now, in recent years, they have been subverting it. Like, they've been doing Fighters, which is basically a more self-contained spin-off story, non-canon, and you have like Xenoverse, which, to be honest, when I got Xenoverse 2, I obviously recognized that Xenoverse 2 was a better game. Don't get me wrong, I know it was a better game. But the problem with Xenoverse 2, as far as 1 and 2, 1 had an interesting story, you know, going through all the history of Dragon Ball Z. And this is something that I think that could work for many different franchises. I just think Dragon Ball Z pulled it off so well, because they have their concepts of gods and, you know, Supreme Kais and stuff. So it's like, it deals with a lot of like space-time travel type stuff. We already know that they have different dimensions and things of that nature, so it makes sense. But it was such a unique story in Xenoverse 1, where you basically just go through all the different story beats of Dragon Ball Z, and instead of really feeling like Raditz to Buu, it feels like, okay, it's Raditz to Buu to Frieza to Cell. Then it's like, you know, just jumping all over the place. But it's so interesting because your character is trying to interject yourself into a history of other characters. When Xenoverse 2 came along, it felt like, to me, I don't know if it was really any different, when I started playing Xenoverse 2, it felt like they really copied and pasted the story mode, and just as the DLCs went on, they added more story mode. And that's cool, I guess. I was really more interested into like really kind of changing it up a little bit, because it's like, okay, you had your first time patrolling. He was the one saving all the incidents in the first game, and in the second game, you had to go revisit those same incidents. You know, it would have been interesting to see like Xenoverse 2 take off and like, okay, because this time patroller it was involved in all these different incidents, things have changed, timelines are muddled now. You know, it would be interesting more for that fact. But not spending too much time on Xenoverse, I don't know if we'll see a Dragon Ball Z game that's meant to be a fun fighter, because like I said, Xenoverse 3 would be the main goal for any next Dragon Ball Z fan, because Xenoverse 1 and 2 were great games. Xenoverse 2 is just dragging on a little bit, but you know, it is what it is. They want to support it with DLC. I'm not gonna be mad. I'm just not gonna play it personally. But that's the problem. It seems like these games are dragging. Fighters is an amazing game. It is generally the best anime fighter. It's probably not the one I spent the most time on. That'll probably be like Storm. That's just going around and playing neighborhood kids or whatever. But I put a good amount of time in the fighters, and I feel like it's really good game. Adding characters to that game actually makes a lot of sense. It's pretty fun, high octane, intense action. But of course, we cannot forget one of the biggest recent releases of Dragon Ball culture, and this is CyberConnect 2's own Kakarot. Now, I've already made videos on Kakarot. I made 1,000 videos on Kakarot. Even the footage you've seen today in this video is gonna be Kakarot footage. But let's be honest, I'm kind of hoping that CyberConnect's new project they're announcing or whatever they're doing new is not going to be another Dragon Ball Z game, because I can wait on Kakarot if a new IP, a new anime or something is getting a game, or at least maybe a new Storm version of, like a Boruto version of Storm, because Boruto has enough characters now where they can actually start their own Storm series. So for me, I really want it to be a new IP. I don't really want it to be a Kakarot 2, not just yet. Let the Super movie or whatever it's called come out. Broly movie's coming out. It'd be interesting though. It'd be interesting to see how they can build upon that, because I definitely want a Kakarot 2. I always wanted a Kakarot that was actually gonna take place before the Raditz, like to see some of the Dragon Ball moments. Because I actually went back and rewatched Dragon Ball, like the original one, when I was older, and I loved it. It was great. So I definitely want to see them kind of go back and show me a little bit of that. And it's also interesting because we could have Kakarot Super. I feel like there's maybe enough content in Super now where, you know, even if they kind of stretch it out a little bit, let you see a little bit more, there's enough content in Super to really make a new Super game. You know, Kakarot Super, it could be the sequel. But that being said, guys, what's the next game you're looking for? I'm be honest, like, what's the next game that you specifically are looking for? You want it to be a fighter, you want it to be a game like Kakarot, like an RPG, you want it to be an adventure type game, you want it to be a whole new IP, just maybe set in the Dragon Ball universe, or what we all want, a newer Dragon Ball MMO. Who's not gonna play that? Like, who's not? I'm done. Thanks for watching, guys. Like, subscribe. Thanks for watching. I think I said it already, but I'll see you guys next video.